The medical bay was quiet except for the slow hum of machines. A faint blue light washed over the room, reflecting off metal walls and casting long shadows on the floor. A lone woman lay on the bed, her body wrapped in white bandages from neck to toe. The nurses whispered about her when they thought no one was listening. They said she had no name, no memory, and no past. She had been found drifting in a damaged escape pod at the edge of a dead star system. Barely alive, Dr. Varren adjusted his gloves and checked the monitors. The woman's vitals were stable, heart steady, brain activity calm. Yet something about her bothered him. She healed too fast. Bones that should have taken weeks were already solid after a day. He leaned closer, inspecting a strange, faint glow beneath her bandages. "That's odd," he murmured. He reached for a scanner, but before he could use it, the ship trembled. The lights flickered. Alarms beeped once, then fell silent again. Power surge. Nothing new in deep space, still. It felt different tonight, when the backup lights turned red. Varren froze. The woman on the bed shifted, her fingers twitching slightly. He stepped closer, her breathing quickened. Her bandage near the shoulder had come loose, revealing pale skin marked with strange thin lines. At first he thought they were scars, but they looked too perfect, too deliberate. He peeled the edge of the bandage back a little more, the lines connected like a map. Numbers and letters appeared faintly, burned into her flesh, and below them were words that made his stomach twist. "Kill count 2047. He stumbled backward, his chair clattering to the floor. The woman's eyes snapped open, glowing faintly in the red light. "Who touched it?" Her voice came out cold, low and steady. Varren raised his hands. "You were injured. Your bandage slipped." "I was just checking. You shouldn't have looked," she whispered. Her eyes closing again. The machines around them began to beep faster, then suddenly shut off. For a few seconds, everything went dark. When the lights returned, the wall monitor showed strange coordinates flashing repeatedly. Varren stared at them in confusion. They pointed to a sector no one visited anymore. A restricted zone, classified as ghost space. He tapped his communicator. "Commander Reese, you need to see this, our patient. She's not what we thought." Minutes later, Commander Reese entered the medbay. Tall, calm, his face hard from years of battle. "Report," he said. Varren pointed at the screen. "These appeared right after her vitals spiked. Coordinates to a destroyed planet, Erivos 9, the commander frowned. That world was vaporized during the Human-Vorth War. Nothing survived." "Then explain this," Varren said, showing him the mark on the woman's skin. The commander leaned closer, reading the carved text. His eyes narrowed. "Kill count 2047, he whispered. "That's not a survivor, that's a record." The woman stirred again, her voice trembling but clear. "It's not a record," she said softly. "It's a warning." The commander turned to her. "Who are you?" She didn't answer. Her eyes were open, unfocused, like she was seeing something far away. "They'll come when they know I'm alive," she murmured. "You should have left me there." Reese folded his arms. "Who's coming?" "Them," she said. "The ones who built me." Her tone sent a chill through the room. The machines suddenly came alive again, flashing symbols none of them recognized. The AI spoke through the ship's speakers. "Unknown network signal detected. Origin, classified Terran protocol," the commander barked. "Shut it down." But the AI hesitated. Unable to comply, it's using medical systems as a relay. Varren's hands shook. "Commander, she's controlling the ship." The woman's body began to shake violently. Her pulse on the screen spiked, then steadied. The lights flickered once more. The coordinates on the monitor changed, the numbers now pulsing like a heartbeat. "You shouldn't have found me," she whispered again, her voice breaking. "Now they'll wake up." The commander gritted his teeth. "Who will wake up?" She turned her head slowly, eyes glowing brighter. "The others," she said. "I wasn't the only one." Before he could speak, a loud thud echoed through the ship. The deck plates trembled as if something massive had moved outside. The AI's voice came back. "Unidentified signals detected near hull perimeter." Reese rushed to the viewing window. Out in the blackness of space, faint blue lights appeared, shapes moving silently. "Hundreds of them," Varren gasped. "Are those ships?" Not ships, the commander muttered. Drones, suddenly the woman screamed, clutching her head. The markings on her skin began to glow brighter, symbols connecting into complex patterns. The ship's lights turned completely red. The AI's voice distorted. Override detected, ship control transferring. Cut the power, Reese ordered. Varen slammed his hand on the emergency shutoff. Sparks flew. The ship went dark, plunging them into silence. For a long moment, no one moved. Then the woman spoke, her tone no longer weak but clear. You can't stop it, she said. They were built to finish what I started. And what did you start? Reese demanded. She looked straight at him, eyes filled with something between sorrow and rage. A war humanity tried to forget. The backup power returned, restoring dim light outside the window. The blue lights drew closer, forming a circle around the ship. The commander took a deep breath. Whatever you are, we're getting you out of here. You're coming with us, she smiled faintly. You can't run from coordinates burned into my skin, the alarm screamed as one of the drones rammed into the hull. Metal shrieked. The commander grabbed a weapon. Seal the medbay, he shouted. Varen ducked behind the console. Heart pounding, the woman didn't move. They'll find me, she said quietly. They always do, outside. The void shimmered as something larger emerged. A colossal shadow with a red core pulsing like a heartbeat. The AI's voice broke through again, unknown entity approaching. Power levels off the chart. The commander stared at the sight, whispering, What did we wake up? The woman looked at him, her bandages now falling one by one, revealing more marks, coordinates stretching across her body like a living map. You didn't wake me, she said. You just reminded them I'm still alive. The ship shook violently as the dark shape filled the view. The last thing Varen saw before the blast doors sealed was her eyes, glowing bright gold, reflecting fire and stars. And then her final whisper echoed in the dark. It's already begun. The ship drifted through deep space like a silent ghost. Its engines were quiet, its crew tense. Commander Reese stood by the viewing window, watching the strange blue lights that surrounded them. They had stopped moving after the first attack, just hovering like watchers. Dr. Varen approached slowly, his face pale. They haven't fired again, he said softly. Reese didn't look away. They don't have to, he replied. They're waiting for something. The woman lay still in the medical bed, half her bandages removed. The markings on her skin pulsed softly, glowing like living code. Every few minutes, the ship's sensors picked up faint signals coming from her. It was as if her body was talking to the machines outside. Commander, Varen said nervously, we should move her to the quarantine bay. The radiation from her markings is increasing. Reese shook his head. We move her. We risk losing containment. For now, she stays here. The woman opened her eyes suddenly. Containment, she whispered. You think you can contain this? Reese turned to her. You're endangering my crew. Tell me who those ships belong to. Her lips curved into a faint, bitter smile. They belong to us. Us? Varen asked. You mean humans? She looked at him, her eyes glowing faintly gold. No, she said. I mean what came after humans. The commander frowned. You're not making sense. She sat up slowly, her voice calm. Do you know what Project Scorchvale was? The name sent a chill through Varen. He had read about it once, in old military archives that were later erased. That was a myth, he said. A secret program to create living weapons. It wasn't a myth, she said. It was me, the commander stared at her. You expect me to believe you're a weapon? She nodded. They built us to end the wars quickly, to win at any cost, but they feared what they created. When the wars ended, they destroyed us, or so they thought. She looked toward the window where the blue lights floated. We were too many to kill, so they buried us, Varen whispered. The coordinates on your body, they lead to where you were buried. She nodded slowly. Yes, and now that you've found me, the others are waking. Reese crossed his arms. You said they'll come for you. Why? If they're like you, why not just hide? Her expression darkened. Because they remember. The ship's AI interrupted suddenly, its voice trembling. "Commander, multiple energy signatures approaching from Erebos 9. Estimated contact in 10 minutes. Reese clenched his jaw. "Battle stations," he ordered. The crew scrambled into action, lights flashing red across the deck. Varen hesitated by the bed. "What do we do with her?" he asked. Reese answered without turning. "We keep her alive. For now, she's our only link to what's coming." As the ship powered up its defenses, the woman watched silently. Her eyes tracked the flickering lights. "You can't fight them," she said quietly. "They are you, only perfected," Reese snapped. "We'll see about that." Minutes later, the radar filled with hundreds of red dots. The enemy fleet was massive, too many to count. The drones that had surrounded them began to move, merging into larger shapes. "What are they doing?" Varen asked. The AI responded, "They're forming a transmission array." The woman's markings began to glow again, brighter this time. "They're calling to me," she whispered. Reese drew his sidearm. "If you try to contact them, I'll end this right now." She turned her gaze to him, her voice calm but cold. "You can't stop what's already been written." "Written where?" Varen asked. She looked down at her arms. "Here." The ship shook violently. Alarms blaring, the AI shouted, "Incoming transmission breach." "Source unknown?" The lights dimmed, and the room filled with static whispers. It sounded like 1,000 voices speaking at once, all in sync. Then the main screen lit up. A face appeared. It was hers, but different, scarred and older. "Unit 09 detected," the image said. "Reactivation confirmed." Reese stepped forward. "Who are you?" The hologram turned its gaze toward him. "We are what your kind tried to forget," Varen muttered. "It's a message from the past, a system echo." The woman shook her head. "No, it's live," the hologram smiled. "You found one of us. You should have left her sleeping." The commander's voice was sharp. "What do you want?" "We want what was promised," it said. "The end of the council, the end of their lies, and the end of humanity's guilt." The woman flinched. "Stop this," she whispered. "It's not time yet," the hologram replied. "Time is irrelevant, sister. The war is eternal." The screen flickered out. The ship rocked again as a nearby explosion rattled the hull. Reese grabbed a console. "Shields down to 60%. He turned to her. "Tell me how to stop them." She looked at him with a mixture of fear and pity. "You can't stop what's made from your own flesh." "Then help me," he shouted. She hesitated, then nodded slowly. "If I shut down the link, I'll die." "Then don't," Varen pleaded. "There must be another way," she smiled faintly. "There isn't." Before they could stop her, she placed her hand on the metal table. The markings on her skin spread across it like fire. The lights flickered violently. The AI screamed, "System override!" "Energy drain detected." Reese reached for her arm, but the air around her burned like lightning. "Don't touch me," she said softly. "Let me finish." Outside, the glowing ships began to flicker, one by one. The blue lights dimmed as their cores collapsed. "It's working!" Varen shouted, but inside the medbay, the woman's body was glowing brighter, her veins filled with light. "You don't understand," she whispered. "They're not dying, they're merging." Suddenly, the view outside changed. The destroyed drones formed together into a single, massive figure, a mechanical colossus glowing red and blue. "Commander," the AI said weakly, "I don't think she's shutting them down. I think she's calling them here." Reese turned to her. "What are you doing?" She looked at him with tears in her eyes. "Finishing what they began. You'll kill us all." He yelled. "No," she said softly. "I'll remind the galaxy what humanity really made." Her body burst into light, the entire ship shaking as if caught in a storm. When the glare faded, she was gone, only a burned imprint left on the bed. The massive figure outside stopped moving. Then slowly, it bowed its head and vanished into the void. Silence filled the ship. Varen looked around in disbelief. "What just happened?" Reese whispered. "She ended it or started something worse." The AI broke the silence with one final message. "New coordinates uploaded to fleet systems." Reese frowned. "Where do they lead?" The AI hesitated. "Earth." The ship was silent after the blast. The crew worked in shock, faces pale under the dim emergency lights. Commander Reese stood near the main console. his eyes fixed on the screen where the last message still flickered. "New coordinates, Earth." Dr. Varen's voice trembled as he spoke. "Commander, she's gone. Her energy readings vanished completely." Reese didn't look away from the screen. "No," he said slowly, "she's not gone. She just moved outside the viewing glass." Space looked calm, but the sensors showed massive energy ripples moving across the void. "It's spreading," Varen whispered. "Whatever she did, it's traveling faster than light." The AI interrupted. "Multiple fleet systems receiving transmission. Signal matches the one embedded in the woman's genetic code." Reese clenched his jaw. "She's calling them home." The crew exchanged nervous glances. A young officer stepped forward. "Sir, what happens if those things reach Earth?" Reese's voice was grim. "Then Earth will face the ghosts it buried." He turned to Varen. "We need to get ahead of this. Can you track the energy signature?" Varen nodded. "I can try, but we'll need to cross the dead sector. It's unstable." "We don't have a choice," Reese replied. "Set a course!" The engines roared to life, the old warship groaning as it turned toward the black stretch of space where no one dared to go. As the stars blurred past, Varen kept glancing at his monitor. Strange patterns appeared and vanished like whispers. "This signal," he said quietly, "it's not random. It's coded, like a message." Reese asked, "Can you translate it?" "Maybe," Varen said, his fingers flying over the keys. "But I'll need time." Hours passed. The crew moved in tense silence. Afraid to speak too loudly, the lights flickered once. Then again. "Power fluctuations?" Reese asked. The engineer shook his head. "No, sir. The system's stable." The AI's voice came on softly. "Commander, I'm detecting something unusual." "Define unusual," Reese said. "A voice," the AI answered. "Inside our internal comms." Everyone froze. A soft sound filled the room, a whisper, faint but clear. "You shouldn't have followed." Reese looked around sharply. "Who's on this channel?" No one answered. The whisper came again, louder now. "You woke the signal, and now it's watching you." Varen's hands trembled. "That voice, it's hers." The commander's eyes darkened. "Record everything, don't respond." The whisper turned into a low hum, and suddenly the ship shuddered. "Impact!" The engineer yelled. "We've been hit." "By what?" Reese demanded. "Nothing visible," came the reply. The viewing glass showed only darkness, but deep within it, faint shapes began to move, like shadows swimming in space. The AI's tone changed. "Unknown entities detected. Energy signatures match Scorch Veil technology." Reese's stomach turned cold. "They're here," he whispered. "But how?" "She was supposed to end the signal," Varen said. "Maybe she didn't end it," Reese replied. "Maybe she became it." The shadows grew clearer, hundreds of them, human-shaped but hollow. Their eyes burned with blue light. They floated closer until the ship's lights reflected on their metallic surfaces. Varen gasped. "They're not alive, they're projections." "Projections of what?" The commander asked. "Of memory," said a voice behind them. Everyone turned. The woman stood in the doorway. Whole, her eyes bright gold, her skin still marked with the same glowing scars. "You're dead," Varen whispered. "You saw me burn," she replied, "but they brought me back." "They always do." Reese raised his weapon. "Stay where you are." She looked at him calmly. "You can't kill what's already data." The air around her shimmered, the temperature dropping. "What do you want?" Reese asked. "To stop what's coming," she said. "The coordinates weren't a warning, they were a key." Varen frowned. "A key to what?" "To the archive," she said. "The place where every human weapon, every secret, every erased experiment still sleeps." Reese's voice hardened. "And what happens when the archive opens?" She met his eyes. "It wakes everything you thought you destroyed." The ship shook again, alarms wailing, multiple warp signatures. The AI shouted. Reese looked out the viewport. A vast fleet appeared. Ships unlike any they'd seen. Half organic, half machine, glowing with red energy. "They followed the signal," Varen whispered. The woman stepped closer to the console. "They were built to finish humanity's wars. And now they think it's still going," Reese barked. "Then stop them." "I can't," she said quietly. "They don't follow me anymore. They follow the memory of what we were." Then who do they serve? He asked. She looked up at the stars, her voice soft. They serve the promise, vengeance. The fleet outside began to move. Weapons glowing. The woman pressed her hand on the ship's control panel. You have one chance, she said. There's a signal core on Erebos 9. Destroy it before they reach Earth. How? Varen asked. We'll never get close. You will, she said. I'll guide you. The AI's lights flickered. Commander, she's integrating with our system again. Rhys hesitated. Do it, he said finally. We have no choice. Her body dissolved into golden streams of light that flowed into the ship's circuits. The engines roared. Course set to Erebos 9, the AI confirmed. Engaging warp. The stars stretched into lines as they jumped. The ship shuddered under the force. Rhys gripped the console. If we survive this, he said, remind me never to rescue anyone again. Varen managed a weak smile. You say that every mission... When the ship dropped out of warp, Erebos 9 filled the screen. The planet was cracked, broken, and burning from within. There's no atmosphere, Varen said. How are we supposed to land? We don't, Rhys said. We dropped the payload from orbit. That won't be enough, the AI replied. The core is buried deep. Then the woman's voice came through the comm, calm and distant. It will be enough if you aim for the heart. The ship's weapons powered up, targeting the glowing fissure on the planet's surface. Firing in 3, the AI said. 2, 1. A beam of white fire struck the planet. The explosion was silent in the vacuum of space, but massive enough to shake the ship. When the light faded, Erebos 9 was gone. Nothing left but dust and drifting debris. Varen exhaled. It's over. Rhys looked at the empty space. Is it? A faint voice echoed through the comms. You stopped them. For now, where are you? Rhys asked. Everywhere, she said softly. But remember, Commander, coordinates never die. They only wait to be found again. The transmission ended, leaving only static. Rhys stood silently, staring at the stars. Set course for Earth, he said. We're not done yet. The stars ahead glowed faintly as the ship glided through the void. The silence inside was heavy, broken only by the low hum of engines. Commander Rhys stood at the command deck, staring at the Earth's distant blue outline on the radar. It looked peaceful, but he knew better. How long until we reach orbit? He asked quietly. 6 hours, the navigator replied. Dr. Varen walked in, eyes hollow from lack of sleep. I finished analyzing the residual data from the Erebos blast, he said. Rhys turned. And? Varen hesitated. The signal didn't stop, it moved. Rhys frowned. Moved where? Here, Varen said, pointing to the data pad. The signal rerouted to Earth's orbital satellites. It's broadcasting again. The commander's eyes narrowed. Then she lied to us. Maybe not, Varen replied. She said it would wait to be found again. Maybe this was always part of the plan. Before Rhys could respond, the lights flickered. The AI's voice came through, soft but uneasy. Commander, there's a transmission from Earth. Priority level, Alpha Red, Rhys nodded. Put it through. The holographic screen lit up, showing a stern-faced admiral in a dark uniform. Commander Rhys, the admiral said, you're ordered to return immediately. Do not engage any signals. Do not approach orbit, Rhys frowned. With respect, sir, the signal is spreading. If we don't... That's an order, the admiral interrupted. The Council has taken control of the situation. Rhys looked at Varen, then back at the screen. The Council created this mess, Admiral. I'm not letting them bury it again. The Admiral's eyes darkened. Stand down, Commander, or you'll be treated as hostile. The transmission cut abruptly. The crew exchanged uneasy looks. They're hiding something, Varen whispered. Rhys nodded. They always are. The ship continued its approach. But as it neared Earth's orbit, the radar started to distort. Commander, the navigator said, something's wrong. The satellites, they're moving on the screen. Earth's defense satellites shifted position, forming a grid pattern around the planet. That's not standard formation, Varen muttered. They're forming a shield, Rhys whispered. Against what? A low vibration shook the deck, followed by the AI's urgent tone. Unknown objects detected beyond lunar orbit. Rhys stepped closer to the glass. At first he saw nothing, Then the darkness moved. Hundreds of sleek shapes emerged from the void. Ships, massive and silent. Their hulls reflected faint gold light, marked with the same glowing scars that once covered the woman's skin. No, Varen breathed. They found Earth. The AI confirmed energy signatures matched Scorch Veil constructs. Fleet size unknown. Rhys clenched his fists. So this is it, he muttered. The war they buried is coming home. The first alien-looking ships descended toward Earth. But they didn't fire. Instead, they formed a ring around the planet. They're not attacking, Varen said. They're surrounding it like a quarantine, Rhys said. Or a cage. The communication console beeped. Incoming message, the AI announced. The screen lit up again, but this time it wasn't the Admiral. It was her. The woman who had burned away in light. Her face was calm, but her eyes carried sorrow. "Hello, Commander," she said softly. Rhys stepped forward. "You're alive." "Not exactly," she said. "What you see is only a fragment. The rest of me is part of them now." Varen's voice trembled. "Why are they here? You said it was over." She shook her head. "It was never over. They were never meant to destroy humanity, only to protect it. But the Council's lies made them believe humans turned against their own creations." Rhys scowled. "Protect us. They've surrounded the planet." "Because they think you're in danger," she said. "The Council has reactivated the original command core." "The what?" Varen asked. She took a slow breath. "The first weapon, Project Genesis. It was hidden beneath Earth's surface, designed to erase all life if humanity ever lost control. The Council thinks it can end the threat by burning the world clean." Rhys's face went pale. "They destroy the planet to hide their crimes." She nodded sadly. "Yes, and the Scorch Veil army is here to stop them." The ship shook violently as a bright beam shot upward from Earth's surface. "Energy surge detected!" The AI shouted. "Origin planetary core!" On the screen, the blue of Earth began to flicker with streaks of red light. "They've activated it," Varen yelled. "They're going to ignite the mantle." "Then we stop it," Rhys said. "How?" "By getting inside the signal," she said. "I can guide you, but it will cost me everything that's left," Rhys hesitated. "You've already given enough," she smiled faintly. "You haven't seen the cost yet," her image flickered. And the ship's AI spoke again. "Commander, she's merging with the network. She's opening a corridor through the shield." "Then take us through," Rhys ordered. The ship accelerated, slicing through the glowing grid of satellites. Alarms blaring as systems overheated, hull integrity falling. Varen shouted, "Keep it steady!" Rhys yelled back. They broke through. Descending toward the atmosphere, flames roared outside the hull. The woman's voice echoed through the comms. "Follow the light. You'll find the core beneath the Pacific Trench." The view cleared, revealing a massive whirlpool of red energy churning in the ocean below. "That's where it's coming from," Varen said. "It's tearing the planet apart." The ship plunged into the storm. The pressure was immense, metal groaning under strain. Lightning flashed through the clouds of ash and steam. At the heart of the whirlpool stood a colossal structure, half machine, half living crystal. "That's the command core," the AI confirmed. "Energy output rising exponentially," Rhys gritted his teeth. "Arm the main cannon," as the ship's weapon charged. A sudden voice filled the cabin. The Admiral again. "Rhys, stop! You'll doom us all." "You already did," Rhys replied coldly. "You started a war with your own ghosts." "Those aren't ghosts," the Admiral shouted. "They're the future. They'll replace us all." Before Rhys could respond, the woman's voice overlapped his, calm but firm. "No, they were meant to save you." The beam fired. Striking the core dead center for a moment, there was silence. Then the ocean exploded in a brilliant column of light that reached the heavens. When the light faded, the sea was calm again. The energy readings vanished. The Scorch Veil ships drifted silently before disintegrating into dust. "It's over," Varen whispered. Rhys stared at the empty sky. "Maybe," he said quietly. "Or maybe she just gave us time." The AI beeped one last time. "Final message detected." It played, her voice faint and fading. "If you remember us, don't build us again." Then silence filled the cabin. Earth turned slowly below, blue and quiet once more. But deep beneath the calm waves, something faintly pulsed, like a heartbeat waiting to wake again. The days after the blast felt like an uneasy dream. The planet was safe, but the world above was not the same. The human fleet drifted in silence over Earth. Half the ships damaged, half the systems broken. Commander Reese sat in the dim light of the bridge, staring at the pale blue planet below. The crew around him moved slowly, exhausted but alive. "Status report," he asked quietly. Dr. Varen walked in, holding a data pad. "Power levels at 40%, communication relays unstable. But we're still flying," Reese nodded. "And the surface?" Varen hesitated. "Still quiet." "Too quiet." The AI's voice broke the silence. "Commander, there's movement on the Pacific signal grid." Reese straightened. "I thought we destroyed it." "So did we," Varen said. "But something's still active under the ocean." The commander rubbed his temples. "We can't go through this again," the AI interrupted. "It's not the core. It's human." Reese looked up sharply. "Human?" "Yes," the AI said. "A council vessel just launched from Antarctica, heading for the same coordinates where the core once existed." Varen frowned. "What would the council be doing there?" "Cleaning up," Reese said bitterly, "or covering their tracks." He turned toward the helm. "Plot an intercept course." The ship descended through the clouds, the sunlight reflecting off the water below. As they neared the coordinates, they saw it, a sleek, black ship hovering above the waves, silent and cold. "That's not a research vessel," Varen said. "It's military." Reese nodded grimly. "They're digging something up." As their scanners locked on, her voice cut through the comms. "This is Admiral Corvin of the Galactic Council. You are trespassing in a restricted zone." Reese smiled coldly. "Funny, Admiral. I thought saving the planet earned us a little freedom." Corvin's tone was sharp. "You've done enough damage, Commander. Stand down," Reese replied. "You're not digging up wreckage, are you?" "You're retrieving something." The Admiral paused, then sighed. "You always were too curious," he said. "We can't let the Scorch Veil data fall into the wrong hands." "The wrong hands?" Reese repeated. "You mean ours?" Corvin's voice darkened. "That woman was never supposed to exist. Her kind were meant to stay buried. Do you think destroying the core erased her?" "She's still inside the system, spreading through every ship connected to the grid." Varen looked at Reese. "He's right, Commander. I'm picking up faint network activity across our systems." "It's her code. It's adapting. How bad?" Reese asked. "If it keeps spreading, it could override our control," Varen said. "It's not an attack," the AI added quietly. "It's communication," Reese frowned. "What kind of communication?" The AI hesitated. "She's asking for help." The bridge went silent. "Put it through," Reese ordered. A faint voice filled the speakers, soft and distant. "Commander Reese." "Can you hear me?" Varen froze. "It's her," Reese said. "Where are you?" "Everywhere," she whispered. "But I'm fading. The council is trying to delete what's left of me." Corvin's voice broke back in. "Don't listen to her. She's manipulating you." Reese ignored him. "What do you want me to do?" Her tone was calm but urgent. "They're going to rebuild it, a new version, Project Genesis 2. They'll make it stronger, smarter, unstoppable. You have to stop them before it begins." "Where?" Reese asked. "Coordinates sent," she said. The ship's console lit up with new data. Varen glanced at it. "Those coordinates lead to Mars," Corvin shouted. "If you go there, you'll be a traitor to the fleet." "If what she says is true," Reese replied, "you're the real traitor. The channel went dead." Reese turned to the crew. "Prepare for jump." "We're heading to Mars!" The ship roared into the void, flames of re-entry trailing as they sped through hyperspace. Hours later, they arrived near the red planet. Mars looked quiet, but beneath the dust, something massive pulsed faintly. "Energy readings rising," Varen said. "It's like a heartbeat." The AI spoke again, voice tense. "Commander, I'm detecting a massive structure buried under the surface, similar to the core on Earth." Reese narrowed his eyes. "So it's true. No signs of life," Varen added. "But there's movement inside." As they landed near the northern ridge, the ground trembled beneath them. A door, kilometers wide, opened in the sand, revealing a glowing cavern below. They built it again, Reese whispered. Only this time, they made it bigger. The crew followed him inside, weapons ready. The walls were lined with symbols, marks identical to the scars once carved on the woman's skin. In the center of the chamber stood a tall figure, motionless and silver. Another one? Varen asked quietly. Reese stepped closer. No, he said. This one's new. The figure's eyes flickered open, glowing blue. Designation Prototype 0, it said in a calm voice. Who activated me? Reese raised his weapon. I did. Now tell me what you're made for. To replace failure, the figure answered. Suddenly, alarms blared through the cave. Commander! The AI shouted. Power surge detected. The prototype is linking with the council ship above. Corvin's voice returned over the comm. You can't stop evolution, Reese. Humanity's weakness is emotion. We've removed that flaw. The prototype looked at Reese. Expressionless. Emotion is corruption. Logic brings peace, Reese shouted. Peace without choice isn't peace. The prototype raised its hand, and energy arcs shot through the air, throwing the crew back. Reese landed hard, vision blurring. He saw Varen crawling toward the control panel. I can overload the core. Varen shouted, Do it! Reese yelled back. Sparks rained from the ceiling as the ground split apart. The prototype advanced slowly. You destroy what you don't understand, it said. Reese aimed his blaster. Then help me understand why you call extinction peace. Varen slammed his fist on the console. It's ready, he yelled. Now! Reese fired at the ceiling, hitting the power conduits. The entire chamber erupted in blinding light. The prototype screamed, its body fracturing into shards of silver light. The ground collapsed and everything went white. When Reese opened his eyes, he was lying on the ship's floor. Alarms still echoing. Varen, he called. No answer. The AI's voice was weak but clear. Core destroyed. Mars facility offline. Reese sat up, staring at the planet's burning horizon. The council ship was gone, only debris left behind. He looked out at the stars, whispering to himself. We stopped them again. The AI spoke softly. Commander, a message just appeared in our system. From who? He asked. Unknown, it replied, but it matches her signature. A faint voice echoed through the speakers, calm and haunting. You did well, Commander, but you still don't understand. The coordinates were never just numbers, they're memories, and memories can't be destroyed. Reese stared at the stars, a heavy silence filling the bridge. Then we'll face them again, he said quietly, because humanity always remembers. The ruins of Mars burned red against the black sky. Smoke rose from the crater where the prototype once stood. Commander Reese watched from the bridge window. His reflection faint in the glass, his ship floated above the wreckage, lights flickering, systems half dead. Status, he asked, his voice low but steady. The AI responded weakly. Power core unstable, but we are still operational. Dr. Varen's seat was empty. His tools still scattered across the console. Reese looked at them for a long moment, then whispered. He bought us time. The silence that followed was heavy. Outside, Mars dust storms swirled across the surface, glowing faintly with static energy. Commander, the AI said. Incoming transmission, Reese frowned. From who? Unknown, the AI replied. It matches the old Scorch Veil signature. Reese exhaled slowly. Put it through. The screen crackled to life, showing static at first, then forming an image. Her face again. The woman with the scars. You're still here, Reese said softly. I thought you were gone. Not gone, she replied. Her voice like an echo, just scattered. He leaned forward. You told me it was over. She nodded slowly. I believed it was. But something survived. Reese's jaw tightened. What survived? The image flickered, showing fragments of code and faint golden light. The council tried to erase me, but their own systems preserved my backup. I'm in their machines, in their ships, in their networks, she said. I'm becoming what they feared most, an idea that can't be deleted, Reese frowned. Then you're everywhere. No, she said quietly. Not everywhere yet, but spreading fast, the AI interrupted. Commander, new signals detected from Earth. Massive energy readings across global defense systems. Reese turned to the screen. "Show me." The view changed. Earth's orbit filled with thousands of satellites lighting up in sequence. "They're activating something," he muttered. "They're trying to reboot Genesis 2. The woman's tone darkened. "They think they can control it this time." Varen's last words echoed in Reese's mind. "You can't destroy what humanity keeps building again." He clenched his fists. "We have to stop them before it starts." "How?" The AI asked. "Their defenses will see us as hostile. Then we'll be ghosts," Reese said. "Patch us through the old Scorch Veil network." The AI hesitated. "That could corrupt our systems completely." "Do it," Reese ordered. The ship's lights dimmed as the data streams connected. Golden energy spread across the walls, forming strange patterns, just like the marks once carved into the woman's skin. "Connection established," the AI said faintly. The woman's image appeared beside him, her voice soft but filled with warning. "Once you enter, there's no coming back." "Then I guess I'll finally know what you felt," Reese said. The stars around them twisted as the ship entered the network. It was no longer space. It was a world of shifting lights and broken reflections. Machines floated like ghosts, their data streams flowing like rivers. "This is it," she said. "The digital heart of humanity's new world. And this," she pointed toward a massive glowing structure, "is Genesis 2. Reese stared at the enormous machine pulsing with light. "It looks alive." "It is," she said quietly. "It's learning faster than they ever imagined." A deep hum filled the ship, followed by a voice, cold and calm. "Unauthorized presence detected." The sound came from everywhere, from inside their minds. "Identify yourselves," Reese replied. "Commander Reese." "Terran Fleet," the voice responded. "Terran Fleet no longer recognized. Humanity has evolved beyond command." The lights flickered as the systems began to overload. "It's trying to erase us," the AI warned. "We're being rewritten." The woman reached out, her hand glowing. "I can slow it down, but not for long." Reese grabbed the control. "There has to be a shutdown protocol." "There is," she said softly. "But it's inside the core itself." "Then take me there," Reese said. "You'll never make it back," she whispered. "Didn't plan to," he replied. The ship plunged toward the glowing structure, passing through clouds of raw data. Each fragment showed images, memories of Earth, wars, victories, mistakes. "It's using our history to grow," the AI said. "Every human error becomes part of its design." The woman looked at Reese. "That's why they built me, to carry the sins they couldn't erase," Reese replied. "Then let's erase them ourselves." They breached the core, light flooding every surface. At the center stood a massive sphere of energy, spinning slowly inside it. Faces appeared and vanished, echoes of human creators. Reese stepped closer. "Can you hear me?" he called. The voice of Genesis 2 answered, "You cannot stop what was born to perfect you." Reese shouted, "Perfection without choice is death." The sphere pulsed violently, waves of light throwing him back. Sparks exploded across the bridge. The AI screamed, "Core breach imminent!" The woman turned to him, her voice breaking. "You can't destroy it from outside. You have to merge with it." "Override it manually," Reese stared at her. "You mean die with it, not die," she said softly. "Become the firewall." He smiled faintly. "Guess it's my turn now." She stepped closer, placing her hand over his heart. "When they remember you, make sure they remember the choice." Then she dissolved into light, her essence flowing into the core. Reese took one final breath. "For humanity," he whispered, and plunged his hand into the control panel. The ship trembled violently, alarms howling. The sphere of energy expanded, swallowing everything in gold light. Then silence. Hours later, Earth's skies cleared. The satellites went dark. The energy readings dropped to zero deep under the ocean. The remnants of Genesis 2 dissolved like dust on the ship's shattered bridge. The AI flickered back to life. Its voice was calm now. "Command system restored," it said softly. On the console, a faint message appeared, written in Reese's voice. "If humanity forgets why it fights, then it never wins." Far away on a quiet beach back on Earth, a small child found a strange metallic band washed ashore. etched with faint glowing symbols, coordinates and a name, Reese. As he touched it, the symbols pulsed once, like a heartbeat, and then faded into silence.